Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Jag here. And today we're actually going to continue with grade 10 math. And the topic today is going to be factor by grouping, okay? So with that, let's take a look at this example that I have on the board, okay? So this is the expression. It is ax, okay, plus ay. And there's 2x plus 2y, okay? Now you might think it looks a little bit complicated. One of the ways that I know that this is factor by grouping is because I have four terms here, okay? And so the reason it's called factor by grouping is I'm going to group these two terms together, okay? So that's why I drew like a line over here. I'm grouping the first two terms together, okay? I'm grouping the second two terms together as well. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put the equal sign here, okay? And we're gonna do a little bit of the common factoring. So remember, we did cover that in the last video, okay? So just take a look at your first two terms. I'm gonna take out a common factor here. So I notice, I'm just gonna like circle it, okay? Don't wanna make it too messy here, okay? I notice that in the first two terms, a is the common factor. So I'm gonna take the a outside, and I'm gonna open up my brackets like this. Okay, just like how we were doing the regular common factoring before. So from the first term, I'm going to write down what's left over, okay? So the term is ax. I took the a outside, okay? I'm left with x. And then you're going to take a look at the second term here, which is ay, okay? I took the a outside, and I'm just left with the y. So it looks something like this, okay? I have a brackets x plus y is what you're left with. Okay, are we okay so far? So let's take a look at the next two terms. And again, I don't see any negative answers here or in the expression. Everything is positive, so we're just going to keep the same signs, okay? So we're looking at the third and the fourth term, okay? Look for a common factor or the greatest common factor in this case, okay? And I see both of the terms have a 2, okay? I'm going to take the 2 outside and just open up the brackets one more time, okay? I'm looking at the third term. I took the 2 outside, so let's circle it one more time. I took the 2 outside. Again, I'm left with x here. So I'm going to put x plus, and then take a look at the fourth term. The fourth term is 2y. I took the 2 outside, and I'm left with the y. Does everyone see that? Okay, so it seems a little complicated. It really is not, okay? I'm just going to group two factors together, and then I'm taking out a common factor. All right, so I'm going to put the equal sign going down one more time, okay? And the two factors that you're left with, this is actually the final answer. I'm going to make the brackets just so you can see it. What's on the outside, I'm going to underline it, is a plus 2. I have to make sure that I'm taking the sign that is in front of the number. Okay, so I'm going to put a plus 2. That's one of the factors here. All right. And whatever is inside the brackets, okay, I see inside the brackets is x plus y, okay, and that is also a common factor. So just like that, and a way to check your answer, okay, is looking inside the brackets. I should make sure that I'm getting the same factors. Now, if this was x plus y, okay, and this was, say, x minus y, then that is wrong, and it's a good mental check again. I can go back in my previous step and then make sure that I'm watching the signs, okay, to make sure I'm getting the same answer inside the brackets. Okay, so inside the brackets should be a common factor. All right, so this is basically factor by grouping. Okay, so let's try one question from the textbook, okay, to make sure that we're doing the right answer. All right, so I'm going to take this off. Okay, and one more time, how I know it is factor by grouping is because there will be four terms, okay, in this expression. Okay, the question doesn't have to say factor by grouping. I should just know that I'm going to do this method. Okay, and there are going to be several different methods of factoring. I have to make sure I know how to do all of them, okay, really well. Alright, so with that, let's take a look at the textbook here. We're going to try an example that is kind of similar. Okay, so let's try this example here. Alright, so I have mx plus my, okay, plus 2x plus 2y. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to draw lines underneath it so we can see which two terms we are grouping together, okay? So this is the first two terms here. It's mx plus my, okay? Again, just take a look at the two terms. What is a common factor here? So if you notice, both of these terms have m, and that's the variable I'm going to take outside the brackets, okay? So m, and then just open up a bracket here like this, all right? And I'm going to circle the m here so we can see what we're left with. So whatever I circle is whatever I'm taking outside the brackets, and what I didn't circle is what I'm left with, okay? So that's an easy way of actually doing the factor by grouping, okay? So I can see here I'm left with x from the first term, okay? And then for the second term, I am left with y. So just like that, it's x plus y. So this one looks almost like the example that we went through, okay? I'm going to keep the sign the same, all right? You're looking at the third and the fourth term here. I'm going to take out the 2. So this is 2x plus 2y, okay? So again, let's circle it. I'm going to circle the 2, and we're going to open up the brackets like that, okay? And whatever I did not circle is what I'm left with here. So I'm left with the x plus y. Alright, before I write my final answer though, just like I said, we're going to do a mental check. I'm checking inside the brackets, and I have to make sure it's exactly the same. Okay, which it is in this case. Okay, so what I have inside the brackets is x plus y. So this is one factor. Okay, what's on the outside of the brackets is your second factor. It's going to be m plus 2. Everyone sees that? So m plus 2. Just like that. Okay, so our final answer is going to be brackets x plus y, close bracket, and the second bracket is m plus 2. Okay, are there any questions? Okay, we're going to try actually just one more example from the textbook, okay, because I just took the first example here, and this seems very similar to the last example. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a question where we actually have a negative sign inside, okay, the expression here. So I'm going to take this off. Again, the procedure is going to be the same, okay, when you're doing that question. So even if it has a negative sign, I just have to make sure inside the brackets I'm getting the same answer. Okay, so with that, let's try this example. So 6x squared plus 9x, okay, this is the first two terms here, minus 2x minus 3. Okay, so this is actually a really good example. And you'll see just in a second, okay? Sometimes you won't be able to take out a common factor. That doesn't mean I can't take anything outside the brackets. What it means is I can take out a 1, and I'm going to put that outside the brackets. Okay, so let's group these two terms together. All right, so the first term here and the second term, so I have 6x squared plus 9x. I have to take out the GCF as a common factor. So I'm going to look at both of these terms. I see I can divide both of them by 3, okay? This one is x squared, the second one is x. I'm going to take out just the x. Again, I want to take out the variable that has the smaller exponent, okay? This is 9x1, and this one was 6x squared. So I'm going to take out the x1 outside the brackets, okay? And now, with the common factor, I'm going to divide it. I'm doing 6 divided by 3, which is 2. Alright? And for the exponents, I'm going to subtract the exponents here. Okay? I'm doing 2 minus 1, which is x1. Again, I don't need to write the 1 on top of the x. Okay? And the second term, I'm going to do 9 divided by 3, which is 3. For the x, it's going to be 1, okay, minus 1, which is 0. So the x is gone. Okay, we're done with the first two terms here. I'm going to go to the next term. Now, if you look at the third term, it says negative 2x minus 3. Because there's a negative sign there, I'm going to take that negative sign outside the brackets. And you notice, if you look over here, this is 2x plus 3. This is also like 2x minus 3. I can see there's just a sign difference here. And between 2x and 3, there are no common factors. So I'm going to just take out a 1. Alright? And I'm going to open up the brackets. What I'm left with here is still the 2x and the 3. Alright? But take a look at the signs, okay? Now, this 3 is actually negative here. I have to put plus 3 because this negative 1, alright, times the 3 will give me the negative 3. Alright? And even if I'm not sure about the sign, I know both of the brackets have to be the same. So it has to be positive 3. I can always check my answer by doing the distributive property. Alright, with that, let's go to the next step here. Okay? So I'm going to write out the common factors at the end. Inside the brackets is 2x plus 3. Alright? Outside the brackets, it's going to be 3x minus 1. Alright, so 3x minus 1, just like that. So this is our final answer. Okay, make sure you're taking the sign again in front of the number. The final answer here is 2x plus 3 in one bracket, and in the second bracket, it's going to be 3x minus 1. Alright, so if nobody has any questions, okay, this is going to bring our video to an end. Thank you for watching, and if you learn about factor by grouping, please press the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching one more time, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Bye!